So, to explain Mizrahi, the term, I will give you a little bit of background. In the foundation of the State of Israel in 1948, Jews came from all over the world. Jews came from Europe after the catastrophic Holocaust. They came and found a home in Israel. But there were also Jews that came from Arab or Muslim countries. They came, and I say Arab or Muslim because they came from two countries that are not Arabs, such as Iran and Turkey. But they came also from Arab countries, such as Morocco, Iraq, and so on. Mizrahi in Hebrew, Mizrach means the east. Morocco is in the west, is the Maghreb al-Aqsa. But when Jews arrived in Israel, they tried to put them all and almost box them in one title. They called them Mizrahim, for lack of any other term. Well, I do have in common a lot with Ashkenazim, not just with the Mizrahim from the Middle East. I have my North African identity. But previous to that, I have my Sephardic identity, which is the one that my ancestors acquired in Spain. From my mother, I'm an Alcabetz. I am a descendant of Shlomo Alcabetz, the famous poet who wrote Lecha Dodi. He lived in Thessaloniki, but his parents came from Spain. In fact, his grandfather was a printer in Guadalajara in Spain. So that's where I come from. I am a Sephardi in a sense, and I am also a Moroccan Jew. I am a Moroccan Jew by birth, but I'm Sephardi by tradition. And of course I am a Jew. But I have to tell you that Mizrahim in Israel was a term that was put to get everybody together, except that in the 70s and 80s, almost in parallel to what was happening in North America, where to say black people was a derogatory term, Israel tried to find something more ennobling. In the US, instead of saying black people, they started saying African Americans. It was a tendency to try to be less offensive in describing people. In Israel, the same thing happened. They started then calling some people Sephardim, we, who come from North Africa and from the Balkans, and some from Syria. We identified always as Sephardim. But there was a trend to term everybody that is not Ashkenazi Sephardim. So people from Yemen are called Sephardim. I have in common with Yemenite Jews as much as Jews have in common with Muslim Yemenites. You are two different worlds. You share a religion, but definitely not the same traditions. That is the same thing. I don't mind being called a Mizrahi. I am Sephardi. So today, in Israel, it became politically correct to call all those who are not Ashkenazim Sephardim. So Mizrahi, but to be true to the term itself, Mizrahi, as I said, is the Orient. Only the Jews from Iraq, Yemen, Syria, part of Syria, Egypt, only those Iraqi Jews can be called Mizrahim. We who come from North Africa are at best North African, but more accurately, we're Sephardim. My message to my generation, and of course to my children's and grandchildren's generations, is that there is more that unifies us than that creates a divergence between us. Let's dwell on those things that unify us. There is too much at stake. We should start thinking about the concept of men should become responsible one for another. It is in the Judaic precepts that one should be responsible for the other. And it extends beyond Judaism. We should become responsible one for another, regardless of religion, gender, and so on. I am very optimistic. I fully trust that Morocco has the legitimacy and has the thinking for such a better world. And I'm continuing to work on that. I haven't given up.